Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about our heavy club crossbody clean. Sometimes this movement is also called a heavy club crossbody swing to order. Many names for the same things. We're using the clean terminology because we're stealing it from kettlebells. We're using the swing to order terminology because that's specifically from heavy clubs. You can use either terminology. It doesn't matter which one you're using. We have done this exercise previously with a kettlebell. This is part of our discus progression from an ancient Greek sculpture. And you're going to notice that we started with about 3 videos and we just decided we're going to make about 25 of these videos because we're going to run through this position and these ideas with all the apparatus that we use, with the kettlebell, the club, the mace, and the hydro core. We originally did this with the kettlebell, so we're going to demonstrate the kettlebell and walk through it first, and then we're going to talk about the differences with the heavy club. As usual, we are repeating the same exercises with all the apparatus we have so that we get better at the exercise. If you learn the same thing with multiple apparatus, you will get more control, you will learn more. The weight load on each thing is different, so that's going to force your body into different positions all the time, and that's what we want. We want you to get really, really, really good at these simple things. For our kettlebell version, we're going to pick our kettlebell up with a normal clean. We are going to bring our feet slightly together so that we are not putting our knee in the path of the bell. We're going to punch our hand out. We are going to swing down, we're going to bring it back up, and we're going to pull in, bring our hand back up to shoulder height. When we do this, we punch out, our thumb is pointed up. As we go down, our thumb is pointed back with the kettlebell version so that if anything goes wrong, our arm can bend and we're not going to snap it. If you do this with the thumb up, there are versions that do that. I tend to discourage people from doing that because if they do something wrong, they tend to mess up something in their elbow. The thumb up version has much better lat control than the thumb back version. We're going to keep with the thumb back version for now. Clean the weight up. Stand up, pull your kneecaps up, point your feet straight ahead. If you turn out on this exercise, you will notice it doesn't work very well. Have your feet pointed straight ahead. Thumb points back, pull it back up. The top of our clean is exactly the same as it always is. Verticalize the forearm, catch, 45 degrees, 3 points of contact, high, bottom, and down on the wrist. Now let's do the exact same movement with the heavy club. With the heavy club, we are not going to be catching in our rack position like kettlebells. We are going to catch in our order position, which is our 90 degrees of the arm. Your upper arm will be vertical. Your lower arm will be horizontal, and we will have good wrist alignment no matter what. If our wrist is deviated and you have this big kink in your wrist, you will notice this will be almost impossible to do. Make your wrist flat like you're throwing a punch. We're going to get it up any way we want. We're going to move our feet slightly closer together to get our leg out of the way. Arm at 90 degrees. We are going to still punch our arm forward, tilt our wrist, and we are going to swing down. Stand all the way up at the top, pull your kneecaps up, squeeze your glutes, breathe behind the shield. Every time it's the same instruction. Standing up is the same no matter what. We're going to push our arm out, load down, and catch all the way back up. Push out, load down, catch all the way back up. We are somewhere between thumb up and thumb back. We're kind of in the middle. Thumb neutral, I would call it. Like with all club movements, we want to generate as much of the power from our legs as possible. We would like to have our club hand leg drive forward at the bottom, and then there is a rotation as we stand up. Think of this as a forward heavy club pendulum as opposed to an inside pendulum, as opposed to an outside pendulum. This is a forward pendulum. The rules for the legs are exactly the same. The heels stay down. At the bottom, the same side as the club hand is going to want to lift that heel up. Do not let it. Drive that heel down and back. If your heel is lifting up, you're tracking forward into your toes. Track back into your heels and have your hip bowl rotate for you. These exercises are pretty challenging for most people. This exercise in particular should not be attempted until you've run a whole cycle of inside pendulums and outside pendulums with at least 3 weights. And then when you would start this one, you would go back to the first weight. So for men, that means that you would probably do 15-pound cycle, 20-pound cycle, 25-pound cycle. If you do all your math for that, it should take you nearly a year to do. This should be way further back in the programming because this involves both flexion and rotation. The more you do it, the more you're going to get rid of the flexion and maximize the rotation, but you want to be going down really low in weight to start these exercises so you don't get yourself hurt.